Man, every time I go out in public, I start to realize that there is no possible way that all of these people are real. Like, if I followed every single one of these people home, do they have a house? Do they have a car? Do they have a family? Do they have a job? Do they have bills? Are they real people? I'm not sure what's crazier, if they are all real people or if they're all just part of the simulation. I have no idea what to do about it, so if you have any thoughts or theories, I'm curious, let me know.
Something a lot of people want to know. What if someone's getting angry about your driving?
You can't let it get to you. For example, in 1996, some guy gave me the middle finger after I cut him off. I recognized him from TV. That's when I decided to become a defensive driving instructor, developing the skills I needed to eventually be invited on his show as an expert. Once you're there, it's just a simple matter of switching out his muffins with the ones you made yourself. Those muffins were pretty good, weren't they, Jim? How many did you eat?
What? I don't know.
Thank you so much for sharing your tips, Danny.
Danny is not my true name.
Liberals, I hope you take what just happened to a bunch of y'all in Minnesota as a warning. And if you guys are unaware of what happened, well, a large group of liberal protesters saw a bunch of federal agents show up, and they just decided we're not going to have this ICE bullshit around here anymore. So they pressed in on these agents, decided to throw shit and attack them. Now, little did they know, those federal agents, they weren't there to arrest illegal immigrants. No, they were there doing the other part of their job, which was raid that house for human and drug trafficking. Oh, and what was the result of the raid? Well, not only did they save 8 people from being human trafficked, but they also found 900 pounds of meth, almost half a ton of methamphetamines. And here's the best part. After they saved those people and after they captured those drugs, all the people that were attacking them were arrested. And they're not going to be charged with just having a violent protest. They're not going to be charged with just standing up for your right. No, they're going to be charged with trying to interfere with the rescue of human beings and the capture of 1,000 pounds of methamphetamines. Like, come on, liberals, just admit it's not about protecting the illegals. You just like attacking cops.
Did you know that Xbox 360 memory cards allegedly contained secret neural interface technology designed to read your mind while gaming? According to leaked Microsoft research documents, these innocent-looking memory cards were equipped with microscopic sensors that could detect brainwave patterns. The technology supposedly activated during intense gaming moments, recording your stress responses and emotional reactions through controller grip sensors. Former Xbox engineers claimed these devices could map your entire psychological profile based on how you played games. Every decision you made, every moment of panic or excitement, was allegedly being analyzed and stored. The theory suggests this wasn't just about improving games. It was about creating advanced artificial intelligence systems that could predict human behavior. Gaming became a massive psychological research platform disguised as entertainment. Millions of players unknowingly participated in what whistleblowers describe as the largest behavioral study in history. Your gaming sessions weren't just fun, they were allegedly training machines to understand how humans think. The data collected could predict your choices before you even made them. Entertainment hiding a much darker purpose.
Starting next month, Britain, your phone will no longer be completely yours. Yes, you heard that right. Authorities will soon have the capability to access mobile devices remotely, no passcode, no notification, no visible sign. Your photos, messages, and apps that once felt secure could be reviewed for database safety checks. And the most surprising part, you won't even know when it happens. AI-powered scanners and smart monitoring systems are being rolled out in major cities, London, Manchester, Birmingham, and beyond, with the goal of building a more connected and protected network. Officials insist this is about public safety and faster emergency response. But the question remains, how much access is too much? Who decides what's private and what's not? Because this isn't just about a phone. It's about our everyday lives, how much we're willing to share and where we draw the line between protection and privacy.
What's that? Oh, a guy in India tricked his friend into turning from male to female? Tell me more! Yeah, a guy in India was confessing that he liked his friend more than a friend, and the other guy was like, well, I like you, but I'm more into male-female relationships, you know? But since he was turned down, what this guy did is he went to this hospital, and he was able to finagle this whole thing into converting his friend that turned him down into a female. So he convinces his friend that he's sick and he needs to go get checked up at the hospital. He goes and gets checked up at the hospital with him, and they go ahead and sedate him and start doing this surgery. He wakes up a female. What? Yeah, unbeknownst to him, his friend finagled this whole thing to convince these doctors to turn him into a female. And he wakes up and figures out that he's now been converted over from male to female and just starts freaking out. The guy walks in with flowers saying, hey, we can be together now in a relationship, right? Because now you're a female and I'm a male and we can do a normal relationship. Okay then, goody.
I'm not saying the moon landing was faked, but there's an argument that it is impossible for humans to leave something called the Van Allen belt. Okay, the Van Allen belt is this electromagnetic field that protects us from cosmic radiation. So that the belts themselves have heavy radiation. So if you go into it, you die. But also if you leave the Van Allen belts, there's something to protect you from cosmic radiation, so you could die as well. So some scientists actually believe that it's impossible to leave Earth. Okay, we'll just die. I don't know how they were able to do this. And as you may know, right now, a lot of countries, America, China, are trying to get back to the moon. They're having a really hard time. Okay? They're having a hard time because NASA lost all the technology, lost all the footage, lost all the data. Oops. Oh well. Okay. So how was NASA able to keep this secret? Well, guess what? A lot of their most important people were Freemasons. Okay? This is Buzz Aldrin, one of the 3 astronauts. He was a Freemason, okay? John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, was a Freemason, 33-degree Mason, okay?
Can I help you?
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
I stopped you for speeding.
Before you begin this interaction, please be advised that I'm recording. I do not consent to this contact with you. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court of law. Any statement or alleged consent I give in response to your questioning is hereby under protest or under duress. I invoke and refuse to waive my Fifth Amendment right, and I will not be answering any questions today. Why am I being detained?
Driver's license and proof of insurance, please.
Why am I being detained?
I stopped you for speeding.
Okay.
You're doing 59 and a 35 as you're going past the golf course. Can I see your driver's license and proof of insurance, please?
What's your name and badge number?
Can I see your driver's license and proof of insurance?
I'll be with you shortly. But
then, see, here's the deal. You're not in control of this, sir.
Did you pull me over or did I pull you over?
You're not in control of this interaction,
Did
sir.
I pull you over?
Can I see your driver's license and proof of insurance?
Okay, could you just chill for a second? I'm trying to do my job.
No, that's where you're wrong.
Is your body cam on, sir?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to do my job, sir.
What police department are you with? Elgin?
Elgin Police Department, sir. That's the city you're driving in. The city where you were stopped.
What's your patrol car? Your patrol car?
It's right there.
What number?
It's not relevant to the traffic stop, sir.
It's not? Okay. Not relevant? Okay.
It's not relevant to the traffic stop, sir. You can see it's a marked squad and the lights are on.
Can you articulate what ILCS I'm being suspected of?
You stopped for speeding, sir.
What's the ILCS number?
It'll be on your citation.
Okay. Where were you when you saw this?
Parked on the side of the roadway.
Which roadway?
The roadway you were driving on.
Which is what? Sir, I don't know. I don't get what the problem is. I'm just answering questions. I'm just trying to get some information.
Your driver's license and your proof of insurance.
And we will get there. Are you? Why are you? What's the big deal? I mean, I'm just asking some questions here.
And I've answered your questions.
Okay. So what road did you?
All this information will be on your traffic citation.
What road? Before I present my license, which you will get shortly.
You're bound to do because you're driving in the state.
Yeah. Before I do that, I need some information from you.
Not necessarily.
Okay. Are you refusing to cooperate, sir? Why are you refusing to cooperate?
I've informed you that you've been stopped for speeding.
And we will get there.
I've asked you for your driver's license and proof of insurance.
What's the posted speed limit?
Let me reflect that back on you. Why are you not cooperating?
Why are you refusing to answer these questions, sir?
Every question so far.
How fast did you say I was traveling?
Pardon me?
How fast did you say I was traveling?
59 miles an hour.
Okay. In 35, you said, right?
35 mile an hour posted zone.
And how'd you detect my speed?
It was radar, sir.
Okay. When was the last time you were trained on this device?
Excuse me?
When was the last time you were properly trained on that radar device?
Prepped and trained.
Properly? Trained?
Properly trained.
Yes.
I've been trained ever since I started.
When was the last time?
You know what? This question can be asked in court.
Okay. When was the last time it was calibrated, the radar? This morning?
And that's a court question as well.
Okay.
And we're not in court, you're not on trial, and nor am I.
But you are asking me questions without an attorney present.
I haven't asked you anything.
You haven't asked me anything?
I've asked you for your driver's license and your proof of insurance. That's it.
Okay.
What else have I asked you, sir?
You don't need to raise your voice.
Me. What else have I asked you?
Am I raising my voice to you?
Am I raising mine?
Yeah.
No, I'm just talking.
It's on camera. It's on
I
camera.
have camera too. It's all on here.
Why are you raising your voice to me? Again, did I pull you over?
Yeah, you just told me I asked you a bunch of questions.
Sir, again, did I pull you over?
What questions have I asked you?
Okay.
Well, now you want to answer my question.
When was the last time you were deposed?
What questions have I asked you?
When was the last time you were deposed?
What questions have I asked you?
Can
You
you?
just said I asked you a bunch of questions. What questions have I asked you?
Do you want my license or ID?
And proof of insurance. License and proof of insurance.
Okay.
But again, what questions have I asked
Where are we right now?
What questions have I asked you?
For the record, where are we right now?
You're in Elgin.
No, what cross streets? What building is this? Because I don't know where I'm at.
Community State Bank.
I'm not from here.
Prairie Community State Bank.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to repeat the one question that I've asked you the whole time is, can I see your license and proof of insurance?
Yeah.
There hasn't been a multitude of questions.
Imagine that in front of you instead was an invisible pack of cards, Stephen. This is where I changed gears, where years ago I spent hours and hours learning sleight of hand. Pick up the invisible deck, please. Just pretend. Just like that. And I want you to spread them out in front of you. Face down. You can't see them. And Stephen, you close your eyes, you reach down, and here's the part where we can't collude because they're invisible and you don't know what you're about to do, much less me. And I want you to reach down and imagine you just grab a card at random, face down. Do it for me now, please. And stop right there. Freeze. Have I told you what to do at this moment? Have I said anything? Is there any way that you could know what card you just picked in your hand, or I could know, or any of this?
No.
No. This is spontaneous, impulsive, and in the moment. It's the gold standard for what I do. Don't say a word. Look at it. Look at me. Just think. The cards are red. They're black. There's the hearts, the diamonds, the clubs, and the spades. There's the number cards. There's the big cards. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, Jack, Queen, King. Close your eyes. That's it. I'm going to take these cards that are next to you. Oops, sorry. And I'd like you to keep your eyes closed if you don't mind. And this is not a card trick, but I want a visual for your audience. Hold your hand out, please. And hold it as if you were holding one card in your hand. Keep your eyes closed. Do not open them. I'm going to place one card in your hand. Close your fingers and freeze right there. Before you open your eyes, tell us, what was that card?
The 3 of diamonds.
Open your eyes. Take a look.
It is very, very difficult for me to understand how you do that.
And Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead.
We now have full confirmation that Tyler Robinson was not on the roof. On the left is the photo that the FBI released showing us Tyler Robinson, and on the right is seconds after Charlie Kirk took the bullet. This is supposed to be Tyler Robinson going up the stairs, just for this to be him 5 minutes later. The top right is the person who did it, the person in the black. Tyler Robinson clearly walked in red to the campus to where he's seen right here. And then he clearly goes to Dairy Queen afterwards wearing the same red shirt and black hat. There's also plenty of photos of him wearing red after the accident. The FBI's official story is that Tyler Robinson in 807 went to the campus only to come back and change, then go back, where they say this is him. But there's a reason he's still claiming he's not guilty, because the more that these photos keep coming out, the more his defense is going to be smiling. He's not guilty. The truth is here. These are two different people. Do you agree with me? Comment your thoughts.
Individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchesi crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation.
Elon Musk just dropped a jaw-dropping claim. One person has visited the future, and they're still there. Meet Javier. He says he's living in 2027, but here's the twist. By that time, humanity is gone. No people, just empty streets, abandoned cities, and an eerie stillness. He's not just talking, he's showing us. Javier posts chilling videos from iconic places like the White House, unprotected, the Louvre completely empty, and Moscow. No traffic jams. Red Square looks like it's been abandoned. He strolls through the world's most secure locations and even sneaks into the secret archives of the Vatican, claiming that's where the truth has been hidden for centuries. And then he drops a new video revealing a terrifying date, November 27th, 2025. That's the day, he says, a massive object, 24 kilometers long, will approach Earth. It's not an asteroid, though. Javier believes it's an alien ship, and it's not here to make peace. What do scientists have to say? Nothing. But leaks from scientific forums are starting to hint at something strange, something out of the ordinary. Here's the big question. If the world has already ended, who's recording these videos? Want to see for yourself? Just search Javier Invasion on TikTok.
If you want to succeed in life, you have to understand this one thing. There is an energy field all around you. Science tells you this. But what they don't tell you is that there is a field of mind surrounding you. The mind is not the brain. The brain is a physical manifestation of the mind. Surrounding you right now is a vast field of mind filled with infinite thoughts of the universe. We don't create thoughts, we receive them based on our mind set, whatever we set our mind to. And the pineal gland is the radio receiver for this mental field and how we interact with the mental field. The way thoughts express themselves is like a tree pattern. If you set your mind to the thought of a triangle, that triangle is linked like a chain to another thought, to the number 3, for example. Then the number 3 will lead you to another thought, for example, thought, emotion, action. Then that will lead to another thought, which will lead to creation, how you create. So thoughts act like a chain effect. You think of one and it opens up a branch to all the related character of thoughts. Therefore, if you start to set your mind on negative things, you will lead yourself down a chain of thought to all the negative possible outcomes to the character of that thought. Before I present a lecture to my private community, Ethereum University, I will sit down in silence. I set my mind on the topic I'm going to talk about, so I penetrate that specific pocket of thought within the mental plane. Then I let my mind branch off into all the different things that I need to talk about, and it will give me ideas, different things of how to talk about it. To the person who thinks unconsciously and randomly, you will not have much power. But once you start to train your mind and to penetrate these different pockets within the mental plane, you can really start to gain ideas by following the chain of thoughts.
We have done nothing to you, so why attack us with these tariffs?
You're growing too fast, Ping, and I can't allow it, so you better stop right now.
Then if we refuse, how then will you stop our expansion?
Around your entire nation, I'll build a tremendous wall, the greatest wall you've ever seen. It's true, it'll be the greatest wall in all of China.
You underestimate the power of the dragon. Do not mistake patience for weakness.
Are you hearing this, guys? News Daddy here, and it looks like the two global superpowers are about to go at it. I don't know what's about to happen, but we're locking in, so stay tuned.
Yes, Sasha. This is interesting.
Call Wall Street, sir. We need to protect our investments.
Well, that escalated quickly. Father can never stay out of trouble.
Careful with that, brioche. You're getting crumbs in my tea.
If they destroy each other, what of our wine exports?
Well, look at that, Raja. Our summit has ruffled the eagle's feathers.
Observe, my son, for we are about to witness history.
That's right, folks. From Wall Street to the Great Wall, the world is watching as these two titans settle things once and for all. The stage is finally set, so grab your popcorn because it looks like these two are about ready to throw down.
If your balls are big enough to challenge me, then bring it on, ping pong.
If you insist, ancient Shaolin style, first form, 10,000 pounds.
Get him, bro.
Will not disappear.
You son of a... You'll pay for messing up my perfect
I agree, Sasha. This is good fight.
Ancient Shaolin style second form. I'm afraid your global standing is receding faster than your hairline.
Hey, nobody talks about my hair. Nobody!
Now take a look. This is exclusive dash cam video that is now the subject of several law enforcement investigations. Shows the moment a red semi-truck plowed into a number of vehicles on the westbound 10 freeway in Ontario just after 1 p.m. yesterday. The CHP told the LA Times the driver of this big rig is a 21-year-old man who is now under arrest on suspicion of driving under the influence of drugs. A total of 4 semis were involved and also 4 passenger vehicles, one of them exploding in flames. 3 people were killed and 4 others were taken to local hospitals. This horrific crash happened just east of the 15 freeway and shut down all westbound lanes for more than 12 hours. Thousands of drivers were trapped in the gridlock just as the evening commute was getting underway. It also happened near the Ontario airport, so the crash likely delayed people that were trying to get to their flights.
The movie They Live isn't just entertainment. It's actually a warning. Let me break it down. The main character is a man named John Nada. Now, he's kind of like a nomad. He's a wanderer. He doesn't really have any status or possessions. He just goes from place to place looking for work. So he goes to this one place looking for a job, and listen to what is played over the loudspeaker.
Due to a computer error, the food stamp program has been suspended until further notice. Please do not apply at this time.
I don't know. I just find that interesting because that's exactly what's going on now. But anyway, then he comes across this pastor preaching. Check it out.
Why do we worship greed? Because outside the limit of our sight, feeding on us, perched on top of us from birth to death, are our owners. Our owners. They have us. They control us. They are our masters. Wake up. They're all about you, all around you.
Isn't it interesting how the only person preaching truth is getting arrested? Crazy. Now, John ends up making a friend that he meets on the construction site that he decides to work for. Now, that friend has a pretty interesting philosophy on what life is about. Check it out.
They put you at the starting line. The name of the game is make it through life. Only everyone's out for themselves and looking to do you in at the same time. Okay, man, here we are. Here we are. Now, you do what you can. But remember, I'm going to do my best to blow your ass away.
Now, this is a philosophy that quite a bit of people have, and honestly, it's very easy to think that way when you don't have Christ in your life. I mean, life is meaningless at that point, right? You just go through the motions day in and day out, and everybody just chases money. Well, when you have Christ, there's a higher purpose, right? You're pursuing love and righteousness. But anyway, now everything changes when John sees a hacker break into the TV broadcast, trying to wake people up to the truth of the reality that they're living in. Or should I say that we're living in?
Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness. We have been lulled into a trance. They have made us indifferent to ourselves, to others. We are focused only on our own gain.
So John starts to get curious, and he notices some suspicious activity at a church. So he goes there, and what he discovers is that there's actually a rogue group of renegades that are basically fighting the system, trying to expose the darkness that is going on in the world that they're living in.
Manufacturing Hoffman lenses till we're blue in the face? We're just not going to reach enough people.
The church eventually gets raided and emptied out. And the next day, John goes back to see if he can find some more things. And what he finds are some glasses that actually help him to see what's really going on.
Hey, buddy. You gonna pay for that or what? Look, buddy.
Now, this causes him to go crazy, and he actually goes on a killing spree and kills a bunch of those alien creatures, right? And so he ends up going on the run, and he runs into his friend again, the black dude, and he tries to convince him to actually wake up and take a look at the glasses. This results in a crazy fight scene that's super long, but it's long for a reason.
Put the glasses on! Put them on!
So this fight scene is actually a visual representation about how hard it is to actually wake people up. Eventually, he does get him to put the glasses on, which causes him to wake up, and the two of them start working together to take down this evil forces. Now, they eventually end up underground in one of the alien facilities, and check this out. I think it's pretty interesting.
Our projections show that by the year 2025, not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance.
Dang, like 2025? Crazy. I mean, if you pay attention to the news, then you understand that he's really not too far off.
You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No more good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything, the whole goddamn planet. They can do whatever they want. What's wrong with having it good for a change? Now, they're going to let us have it good if we just help them. They're going to leave us alone. Let us make some money. You can have a little taste of that good life, too. Now, I know you want it. Hell, everybody does.
That's Satan trying to tempt people with worldly possessions and make them believe that there's no hope. So this movie can really be summarized in one verse, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. It says, "In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them." See, in the movie, it's aliens that run the world. But in the real world, it's the devil and his demons. And see, all they want to do is block the light from shining in us. So they're going to keep us complacent, they're going to keep us comfortable, and they're going to keep us reliant on the system. Because if you continue to do that, then you won't break out of the matrix. And if you break out of the matrix, they can't thrive. See, Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father unless they see him. So as long as you're living this life without Christ, you'll continue to be depressed, you'll continue to be anxious, and you'll continue to walk around with no purpose. Because this world is going to pass away. But all things through Christ have become new and everlasting. Follow God and Film for more.
Okay, so we're going to call this video Mortal Kombat 2. Okay, so look, you see the ice wall right here. The ice walls. And this is South America, Australia. And you see Australia got the exit right there. Boom. Exit right here, super close. There's another exit right here. But here's the thing though. Anything outside of the ice wall is called the outworlds. Okay, and that's why on Mortal Kombat they talk about the outworlds. So we're gonna look at some of these. I ain't even really cracked this map open yet. They got, I don't know what app this is, but I'm just gonna show y'all the places that they got. Cause I don't even know. I ordered a map, and this ain't even the map that was supposed to come in. It was supposed to be a whole nother map. This is Asgard, right here on the corner. Vanaheim. They got Atlantis right here. Olympus. Wow. So Asgard, they got Jotunheim, well, you know the giants live there too. So these will be all like these beings from Outworld. They got Valhalla, let's keep going. The canals, Anubis, and like a big giant lake next to the Indigo Caverns. Okay. They got Mu and Lemuria. Let me show you what that's at on the map. So Mu and Lemuria will be Australia. We'll go over the ice wall to Gemini, to the ice wall, all the way over there to pass the wall to get to here. Man, that's a long ass travel. Like that. And they got Osiris and Indonesia, Musavan, Seth, Amun-Ra. Let's go down. Got the island of Horus and the Sea of Shadows next to the Ascending Isles. Glanaria. What is this? What does that say? Oh wow, that's a long, I don't even want to pronounce that. Okay, the Scorched Waste. You know what I'm saying? They even talk about the waste on Mortal Kombat. All that stuff. Glanaria. So when this stuff, we got a dome over the earth. This is basically our dome. You can see it. Right? It's over our whole area. And when this dome is removed, all these creatures from the outside get to go into this area. And we have Mortal Kombat for the central, for rulership of the central part of the entire third dimension, or third district, what's known. Right? So like if you check it on this map right here with all the other worlds and districts, we are right here in the middle. Right in the middle. So that's that map over there. This is Mars over here. This is where we talking about they be coming from. Okay, and this is the capital of this whole land. This is the lowest part. This is the exit out to the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, this was all created. You see, it's the macro of the micro. Okay, let's get back to Mortal Kombat. All right, so if you look here, all these places are on the outside of the ice wall, and every single one of these places have their own individual species, because these are like continent sized. So we gotta talk about a whole another species lives here, from there to there. So there's all different types, and there's a lot of Elohim out here in these areas. So when the wall does break, we have allies, because we have, relationship with our ancestors. You see what I'm saying? But, mankind don't have a relationship with these other creatures out here, even though they created them. See what I'm saying? So it's going to be a crazy thing once this dome is released, and this battle for Mortal Kombat, where humankind and versus the Galactic Federation. All right, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking, because I seen some stuff over here I want to check out. Sky Cavern. The Indigo Caverns. Okay. Let's go back. See, look at that. The Chinavington Isles. Let's get down here to these exits, man. Y'all can exit if y'all want. It's telling you y'all can get out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a risk to me, because if you hit this plan over here, which is what they call this, the mountain wall. Hold on. The mountain ring. So even if you do get past, you know that if you get to mountainous range, that you're near the mountain ring, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna come in contact with some creature by the time you even get to there. So South America, I got an exit right here. They call it the Agathan Gate. I ain't never seen that one. That's what these gates are called. The Pine Pass. That looks like they know what that called. You know what I'm saying? That's how they know. That's what I'm saying. They knew we could leave this one. The Lapita Gate. That's next to New Zealand. So from New Zealand, you can get out of here real quick. But I bet you they got that stuff on lockdown out there in New Zealand. How much it costs to go to New Zealand? Probably like $1 million and shit. See, Asia is too far. That's too far. You know what I'm saying? But they got one right here called the Malagas Gate. So I ain't going anywhere that says a gate. Because if they got a gate, trust me, there's a gate. You know what I'm saying? This one say gate. Nah. This says the Pin Pine Pass. You could probably get through there. Probably a lot of ice. But if you notice, all these things say gate. Because we're gated in this mug, I'm telling you. Until Mortal Kombat starts, until the tournament starts. See what I'm saying? Yeah, man, look, the islands, this is the moving islands of Tar. Which I'm telling you, though, they guarding these gates, though. It's not just open. But the exit out of this dimension is in the middle. The center. This is the fifth dimension. You know what I'm saying? The exit out of the third dimensional realm. And so this land, you see it even shows you, Greenland is connected to where the black sun is at. In the center. The exit out of the fifth dimension right there, you see? It's connected to the center. Wild stuff, man. Okay, let's get this last thing right here, because this is crazy. The map is really detailed. I gotta really look into this. But it says the grassland, and then it says the hot and arid tundra, sky caves, ground caves, and submerged caves. Sunken continental, open ocean. And this one says flying landmass. Then I look over here where it says the ascending isles next to the Isle of Horus. So these islands, they say, are floating in the air. Because this one says, where is that? Where's this sky cave somewhere? Where's that? Nemo. Sinbad. That's crazy, man.
So we've all seen this video where the Tesla's driving through the cemetery and there's people showing up on the display, but there's actually no one there. No way. All right, we got to try this. It's close to Halloween. Let's give it a shot, bro. Let's go. All right, so we just pulled into the cemetery. It looks like there's a person standing. What? Oh, no way, dude. There's nothing around us right now. Oh, what? It looks like there's a person right there, but there's nothing. What the heck, dude? Okay, I'm officially creeped out. It's gone now. Oh, nope, it's back. What is happening? Hey, that was creepy, bro. I'm thoroughly creeped out. We should leave now.
I think we live inside of a computer program and the coding language is astrology. Figured out how to explain the concept of time and the movement of time within a computer program. Let's say you're coding a website. You write out all of the code, just like this empty blank canvas of white space, and you type out the code. And it's words, and it's all going to create this image once you hit publish. But when you're writing out the code, it's just lines of code, right? Lines of text, dialogue. It's just all written out. There's no pictures, it's just written out. Kind of like astrology. Well, just like astrology. Astrology is just lines of code written out. Like sun, 26 degrees Virgo, moon, 2 degrees Leo, so on and so forth. It's just lines of code. And it tells you everything about your human behavior, everything about your identity, your appearance, the way you act, the way you speak, the way you think, the way you value, the way you love, everything. Your hopes, your goals, your dreams, your desires, your drive, why you do the things you do. It tells you absolutely every single little detail about yourself. Because the code, just like when you're coding a website, it tells all the little details about what's going to pop out and what you're going to see and interact with on the web page as the end user. So all that code, it's already written out. We have all of the code written out. The code is infinite. It's infinite. It's an infinite amount of lines of code, and there's constantly more code being introduced every single millisecond of a millisecond of a millisecond as the planets orbit along the ecliptic throughout the galaxy, you know, throughout the universe. It's constantly fine-tuning the code and altering the code. Well, we have like this base code that's set in stone, basically, almost. Like this is like the instruction manual. This is what you're going to get with the program. And when you are not conscious and you're not aware of the program that you are running on, your entire life is like, you're moved through it subconsciously. You're entirely subconsciously programmed, moving through life subconsciously. And you do not realize, but you are following a script. The script, it is a coding language. It's funny because code can also be referred to as like the script. Insert the script here. We're on a script. We have a script written out. It's all of our code. And when we are not aware, when we are unaware of our code, we subconsciously go throughout the entire script. The only way to alter your code is by becoming aware of the code. Once you become aware of the code, that is when you can go in and rewrite the code. Because as a coder, right, you're coding the website. And you see the website come out. And when it comes out, you have the chance to rewrite any part of the code. You can be like, oh, I don't like that part. I'm going to rewrite that. But you have to know where the code is and be aware that it is code, because it all is code. Okay, so now we know that part. That's like part one of my realization. Part two, because it's all code, it's all written out, right? It takes time to write lines of code. It takes quite a while. Time, right? What is time? And all of the code is written out. That's our fate. In order to change your fate, you must first know your fate. So you must know your code in order to go in and change any parts of your code. You can't change the code unless you know what the code is. What is the code? What is the loop that you keep operating on? This all circles around to being able to predict the future. This is why you can predict anything that's going to happen in your life, because all of the code is already written out. That is time. Time is moving through the code. We are moving through the code, and that is what we are trying to assign time to, is the movement through the code, us reading the code and playing out the script. It's already written out. All of the code, we already wrote the code. We are the universe experiencing itself. We wrote the code. You are co-writing it with the universe, and you already wrote the code to your entire story. You're running on a script. Since it's already written out, when you're reading lines of code, right, you see the end product as the end user. You just see what the code is, but you don't see what's going on with the code in the background. You don't know that if you click on this, this is going to happen, because that's all coded in the back end. However, if you have access to the back end code and you know how to read the back end code, then you can look ahead to lines later down, further down in the code, to see how the code operates and what's going to happen next. That is the same thing with astrology. If you know the code, then you can see the code of future moments and figure out what's going to happen. Now, do I recommend spending all of your time trying to figure out the future? Fuck no. There is something to be said about living in the present moment, the magic of the now. You will never experience the magic of the now if you're always focused on the future. And you can't change the future's code. You can only change the code in the present, in the now. That is the only way to rewrite the code, is by being consciously aware in the present moment. That is the only way you are going to rewrite the code. You cannot rewrite future code. You can start doing things in the present moment to alter the future code, yes. But again, it goes back to being present in the here and the now. It all depends on what you are doing in the now. If you want a different life, focus on the now. Don't focus on the future, focus on the now. What can you do right now to change your code, to alter your life, to break a loop? Okay, this was a really long tangent, but I think I got my point across. All of the code is already written, but the only way to change the code is by being in the present and the now. That's the summary.
So you're saying none of us are actually from Earth? not the Earth you think you know. The 7 continents we live on aren't our birthplace. They're a containment zone, a prison sealed off by the ice wall.
A prison for who?
For us. We're descendants of people who once lived beyond the wall, civilizations so advanced and defiant they couldn't be controlled. So long ago, someone made a decision: isolate them, populate these continents with carefully selected descendants, erase their memories, erase their origins.
You're saying we are not natives here?
Exactly. We were placed here. Richard Constantine orchestrated what's called the Great Placement. He found these untouched lands inside the ice wall and realized they could serve as the perfect cage. But how do you populate entire continents? Embryos. He harvested them from the ancestral lands, raised the first generation just enough to survive, then released them, let them believe they were inventing fire, tools, agriculture, when it was all designed.
So, all of human history is staged?
Absolutely, and for my safety, it is just for entertainment purposes.
Hi, are you planning on voting for Zohan Mamdani? It's just a pledge for support.
Absolutely.
Amazing. And then I just have to read you at least 3 of his policies. Take 2 seconds.
I'm very aware of them already.
Oh, and you like them all?
Yes,
okay,
I love
cool,
them
cool,
all.
cool. All right, so you're cool with taxing whiter neighborhoods?
Yes.
Are you white?
Yes.
Do you think that's race baiting? No. Really? Yeah, it's fine. Who cares? Okay, he's openly discriminated against Italians, but whatever.
I'm Italian.
Yeah, dude, literally, honestly, pizza's not even that good. Okay, and then he won't sign Holocaust remembrance legislation.
You know.
Do we need to remember? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, cool. Thank you.
you.
Yeah, have a nice day. Thank you. This is insane.
Do you support the deportation of illegal immigrants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. She's saying she doesn't.
If they're illegal, then yeah.
Do you not support the deportation of illegal migrants? And why not? He does and you don't.
It's not illegal.
Okay. If someone crossed over the border illegally, should they be deported?
I'm not too sure about that.
Hope I didn't just ruin their relationship.
We're on the same page that none of these people went to space, right? And I'll do you one better. We're on the same page that no human ever in the history of humanity has ever been to space. We've never been to the moon, and we certainly have not sent rovers to Mars. Why? Because there's a firmament above the Earth, and the Earth is flat. This space flight, do y'all really think Katy Perry is on this rocket? Do you think Bezos put his fiance on this capsule? This capsule is free falling right now. And it's free falling, and the chutes come out at 6,000 feet. That's a little over a mile for it to slow down from a free fall. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? And this landing right here, let me tell you what. The commentators were like, oh, it's a soft landing, even though it looks like a hard landing. Look at this. Look at that landing. That right there. Hold on. Yeah, okay, soft landing. All right. Look at that.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfected Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Elon Musk shocked the world by claiming that a person who has already been to the future exists. This person's name is Javier, and according to him, the apocalypse has already happened. We just haven't realized we're living in a different reality yet. He says he found himself in 2027 in a world without people, empty streets, silent cities, and terrifying silence. To back this up, Javier shares eerie videos titled The White House Without Security, The Louvre Empty of Tourists, Moscow Without People, and the Vatican Halls, where he claims true knowledge about humanity's end is hidden. But the real shock came from his latest statement. He's certain that on November 27th, 2025, Earth will collide with a giant 20-kilometer-long object. According to him, it's not an asteroid or a comet, but an alien ship, and its arrival will mark the beginning of a new era. Scientists officially remain silent. To see the evidence, search TikTok for Javier.
I think it's time that we're allowed to suggest that these star forts are possibly connected to each other and possibly connected with the stars. And also, they could possibly be connected to a natural energy grid. They're all over the world. In the 1700s, do you think that this slave-leading star fort master builder of South America took his cell phone out and discussed his star fort design with the master builder of the Lerwick Fortress in Scotland, located 5,000 miles away? This one was supposedly built in the 1600s, yet they tell us little is known about the original structure. They say they don't know about it because we did not build this, saying this was for another war. It's totally normal to think that everyone around the world in the 1600s and 1700s, first reaction to having an enemy is to build the exact same structure of a star fort all over the world, thousands and thousands of miles away from each other, across massive oceans. Everyone just knew what to do and how to get it done, and built them with perfection and ease, with prisoners or slaves. And we're told that they don't have power tools. Where do the materials come from? They don't mention any of this. It is incredibly clear that the past civilization had a way to communicate with each other throughout the world. No phones, 5,000 miles away from each other, during a time period of no light bulbs, supposedly. They used their slaves and accidentally constructed the exact same structure all over the world for a battle that never happens. I'm all done being lied to. This narrative is so ridiculous. It doesn't make any logical sense.
You already exist in multiple copies. Initially, they are all identical. And then when a moment of choice happens, both a microscopic one and one made by you consciously, these identical copies become different from one another.
So suppose you're walking in Oxford, and you have to choose to go left or right.
In that case, in half the universes I go left, and in half I go right.
This man showed a parallel reality on television. Please pay attention.
This is just a piece of cardboard with little pinprick holes in it. And there's one of them, just a single hole. This is a laser pointer that we use in giving lectures. I shine the laser through the hole, and we can see a little spot on the screen over there. And what would you expect to see? You'd expect to see, just if there's one hole, you'd expect to see one spot, but that's already not true. You see quite a complicated pattern. It's called an interference pattern. I'll tell you why. What would happen if we made a second hole? Well, here's another place on the screen where there are two holes. We get a completely different pattern. And through three holes, there's a different pattern again. That's the pattern we get from four holes. We can see the behavior of things like photons being affected by things we can't see. Even when one photon is going through, there's a different pattern for 6 holes, for 7 holes, for 100 holes, for 1,000 holes. And that means that there must be something traveling through every one of those 1,000 holes and making a difference to the photon that we see.
Making thousands of parallel universes.
And that means there must be at least thousands of parallel universes. In fact, the theory tells us there are a lot more than that.
The real surprise wasn't the experiment, but the words that came after. Words no one was ready for.
Is it physically possible to build a time machine that is a path from the present time into the past? And the answer there is, it's still an open question, but as far as we know, there are physical processes which would allow the tearing of the fabric of space-time in such a way there would be a pathway into the past.
This is David Deutsch, an Oxford physicist who dared to say things on live television that most scientists only whispered about. Let's break down the strange laser experiment he used to prove the existence of parallel realities. The experiment you saw him perform is not new. It was first carried out in 1801 by the English scientist Thomas Young, who used candlelight and 2 narrow slits. That simple setup proved that light could behave like a wave. More than 2 centuries later, physicists still see it as one of the most important demonstrations in science. Albert Einstein himself said it had some of the deepest implications in physics. And yet, despite its simplicity, it remains one of the hardest experiments to truly understand. But here's the more interesting part. The same experiment he showed in the interview has also been performed under much stricter conditions, using a dark filter so strong that only a single photon, one particle of light, could pass through each second. This setup changes everything. Instead of a beam of light, the detector now clicks once for each particle. A tiny dot appears on the screen, then another. then another. At first it looks random, just scattered points with no pattern at all. But the strange part is that as time goes on, those single dots start performing the same interference pattern as if a full beam was shining through. Even though the photons travel one by one, separated in time, together they create the exact same wave-like design. This should be impossible if light were only particles. Each photon should pick one hole or the other, leaving two simple clusters. Instead, each particle acts as if it passes through every hole at once, and as if it knows whether other holes are open. And yet, this isn't the strangest part. The next step is even harder to explain. Before going further, I want to tell you something that may help you. A few months ago, Magic Mind reached out to me. They told me about their products and said they'd like to sponsor a couple of the videos, but first they wanted me to try their shot. I decided to give them a real test for a few weeks, and honestly, I felt a huge difference. Now I'm glad to say I still use them, and I'm thankful they're sponsoring this video. What I really like is that it's all natural, with no tropics, adaptogens and matcha that help me stay focused and clear without the coffee crash. I've been using it for almost 3 months, and the difference is clear. I used to struggle with brain fog, but now I feel sharp, calm and productive every day. The shots come in 3 versions: free, which is completely caffeine-free for calm focus; original, with a small dose of green tea caffeine for steady energy; and max, the strongest option, built for those high-demand days when you need maximum concentration. I tested all 3, but the one I use every day is free, no caffeine. It gives me a clear focus that lasts longer than coffee. And here's the best part, they're giving us their biggest offer yet. The link is in the description, or the QR code on screen gets you 60% off your subscription, and they back it with a full money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, they refund you 100%, no questions asked, which basically means you're trying it for free and can cancel anytime. This offer won't be around for long, so grab it while it lasts. Now let's get back. There's more you need to see.
Well, the question is, how do we explain the fact that we see the same pattern, that we detect the same pattern on the screen, when there's only one photon at a time going through here, as we did when the bright laser light was shining on it? You see, this one photon, the one we detect, must have gone through one of those 2 holes.
The experiment becomes even stranger when more holes are added. With one hole, the result is just a simple spot. Add a second, and suddenly a new pattern appears. Add a third or a fourth, and the picture changes again. Even if the photons are sent one by one, the final image still depends on all the holes together. It's as if each tiny particle somehow knows about every possible opening, even the ones it never passed through. Something that should be acting alone behaves as if it's connected to all paths at once.
Something is coming through those other holes and shoving our photon aside. And that process is interference.
What is this something?
Well, we can do further experiments to find out what that something is. The conclusion that we draw is that this thing behaves like light in every way we can detect experimentally, except one. And that is, we can't detect it.
So it's not there?
It is there because it pushes aside the light that we can see. And it behaves like light. And the only reasonable conclusion is that it is light of an invisible kind.
It's as if invisible possibilities are interfering with the visible outcome. Something else must be traveling through those paths, pushing the photon we can see. It behaves like light in every measurable way, yet cannot be detected directly. The unavoidable conclusion, our reality is not solid and isolated, but shaped by layers of existence we normally cannot see. Quantum theory reveals something extraordinary. In its equations, invisible elements of reality are treated in the same way as the visible ones. This suggests they are not illusions, but real features of the universe. Light itself behaves as if hidden versions of it exist, interfering and pushing against what we can see. And this strange behavior is not limited to photons. Every particle, including the atoms in solid matter and the molecules in our bodies, appears to be influenced by unseen counterparts. The implication is staggering. Entire parallel worlds of matter, energy and light must exist alongside ours. At the moment of the Big Bang, these universes all came into being together. In the very beginning, they were almost identical. Over time, through interference and interaction, they began to diverge. Imagine countless books printed with the same first chapter, each gradually telling a different story. Our universe is simply one of those variations, and, as Deutsch emphasizes, the other universes are not imaginary. They are just as real as the world we inhabit today.
Suppose you're right. Suppose we have a lot of different and a lot of the same universes all existing together. What would it mean for me? I mean, am I a part of many universes?
You have to start thinking of yourself as not as an entity existing in one universe, but an entity existing in the multiverse as a whole. And so there are other copies of you and of me in other universes. Some of these copies are completely identical to us. Now, in those cases, it's really just a matter of words to say whether they are other universes or whether they're the same universe, if they're completely identical. There are other universes which are very like this one, but differ only in the position of one atom somewhere. Now, those universes are interfering with ours, and they are producing interference effects, which we could detect in the laboratory if we wanted to.
This idea becomes even more personal when applied to human experience. You already exist in multiple copies. At first, those copies are identical, but each time a choice occurs, whether at the level of a random atomic event or a conscious decision, they begin to separate. Picture walking down a street in Oxford. In half the universes you turn left, in the other half you turn right. Both outcomes are real because both are taken. David says it is misleading to imagine the universe splitting in that moment. Instead, it is better to think that all those universes already exist, and our choices reveal which one we're currently living through. In this view, the multiverse does not grow out of us, it has always been there. What changes is our path within it, and the recognition that countless other versions of us are walking their own roads, shaped by decisions both great and small. A natural question follows. If there are multiple versions of us, how do we know which one we are? David Deutsch compares this puzzle to identical twins. Imagine two brothers who are indistinguishable at birth. Over time, life's events and experiences cause them to grow apart. Each twin remains equally real, and each has their own story. In the same way, there are versions of you spread across the multiverse. At first, they're completely identical, so it makes little sense to distinguish them. But as choices are made and events unfold, they slowly begin to diverge. Some of these variations are so slight that they're almost invisible, maybe just a single atom out of place. Others, farther away in the multiverse, become so different that they might no longer resemble you at all. This view reshapes the idea of identity, not a single fixed entity, but as one branch within a wider landscape of possibilities.
It sounds pretty bizarre, actually.
We have to get used to the fact that new advances in science get further and further away from common sense. If you want science merely to predict the outcomes of experiments without telling you why, then you don't need to believe in multiple universes. In fact, you don't need to believe in multiple planets. You don't need to believe that anything outside this room exists if you only want to predict. But if you want to explain, then you must adopt the explanation which meets the facts. And in quantum mechanics, there is only one explanation that meets the facts, and that is the multiple universes explanation. We can see the behavior of things like photons being affected by things we can't see. Our only choice is to say it behaves as if it were affected by those, or to say it really is affected by those. And it only makes sense to say it's really affected, because something that doesn't exist surely can't affect things that do exist.
Skeptics often respond with doubt. If these other universes exist, why can't we see or feel them? Deutsch points out that our senses have limits. We cannot feel the earth moving beneath our feet either. If we relied only on our bodies, we might believe the ground is still. But with instruments such as Foucault's pendulum, we can indirectly detect the Earth's rotation. The same principle applies here. The fact that we cannot directly sense parallel universes does not prove they're absent. It only shows that human perception is not tuned to them. David says that science is not only about predicting experimental results, it is about finding the explanation that actually fits the facts. And when it comes to quantum mechanics, the only explanation that truly works is the existence of multiple universes. This means that even though we cannot touch or see them, their effects are present all around us, revealed through interference patterns and strange behaviors of particles.
If, by chance, our senses had contained an instrument equivalent to this pendulum, we would be able to feel the rotation of the Earth. In a similar way, if our senses happen to work through quantum interference, then we would be able to feel directly the influence of parallel universes. So saying that you don't feel other universes is like the Inquisition saying to Galileo that they don't feel the Earth moving beneath their feet. Well, the reason why they don't feel the Earth moving beneath their feet is because Galileo's theory explains why they won't feel it moving. But if they do a different experiment, with a Foucault's pendulum or with telescopes, they will indirectly be able to tell that the Earth is moving.
The idea of parallel universes naturally raises another question. If reality branches in so many directions, what about time itself? Could we, in principle, move through it, not only forward but backward? Few topics ignite as much fascination and debate as time travel.
Is it physically possible to build a time machine that is a path from the present time into the past? And the answer there is it's still an open question, but as far as we know, there are physical processes which would allow the tearing of the fabric of space-time in such a way that there would be a pathway into the past. This would involve something like a rotating black hole, some very violent event in space-time. The other half of the question is, if we had such a path, would it be possible actually to travel on it? And what would then happen in regard to the paradoxes? For instance, what if we try to change the past? Would the past be as it is recorded, or would it get changed? If, for instance, I go into the past and prevent myself from ever entering the time machine, or from even building the time machine, what would happen? Would I prevent myself? If so, who was it that went back into the past to stop me? And if I couldn't, what would stop me?
Physics tell us that time travel is not entirely impossible. Under extreme conditions, such as near rotating black holes, space-time itself could twist into loops. In theory, these distortions might create tunnels into the past. But immediately we face the classic paradoxes. If you traveled back and stopped yourself from building the time machine, who was it that made the journey? If you erased the cause, how could the effect exist? These contradictions are why time travel has long been seen as impossible, yet the multiverse gives us a way out. David Deutsch argues that the paradox disappears when we understand time travel not as altering our own past, but as entering the past of a different universe. In the multiverse, all possible histories exist side by side. If you go back and change something, that change takes effect in a parallel reality, not in the one you came from. This means the original timeline continues untouched. You still built the time machine and made the journey, but in the new universe, events unfold differently. The act of stopping yourself or changing history belongs to that branch alone. Both versions are real, but in separate worlds. This interpretation preserves consistency while making sense of the paradoxes. Instead of asking, how can I erase my own past, the question becomes, which universe am I stepping into?
Suppose we would have a time machine. Would you go with it?
I don't think I would. Because when you travel in time, one thing we do know is that you can't get back to your original universe. So at the very least, what would happen is that I would end up in a universe where there was another copy of me, the copy who hadn't set out in a time machine. And in that universe there'd be two copies of me, and in my original universe there'd be no copies of me. Now that would mean that all my friends and the people I know in this universe, they would see me entering the time machine and not come out. And from their point of view, I would be lost forever. There would be another group of the same people in another universe. They would have a copy of me, and they would see a second copy arising, coming out of the time machine. And from then on, they would be in the company of two copies of me. They might not consider that to be an improvement on one.
Seen this way, time travel would never allow us to rewrite history. It would not give us the power to undo mistakes or erase what has happened. Instead, it would mean leaving one universe behind and entering another where a different version of events begins. From the perspective of those left behind, the traveler simply disappears. In the new universe, two versions of the traveler exist side by side. The one who is always there, and the newcomer who has just arrived. As Deutsch explains, the journey is one way. Once you leave, you cannot return to your original timeline. The implication is sobering. Time travel might be possible, but it is not about fixing the past. It is about stepping sideways into another branch of reality where history takes a new shape while the old one continues without you. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out Magic Mind. It genuinely made a difference for me. You'll find the link and the QR code below.
What's this tool?
3 pure deities bell scares demons away.
What's this tool?
Exorcism sword banishes evil.
What's this tool?
Gospel bell repels demons, immobilizes them.
What's this tool?
8 trigrams compass tracks demon locations.
What's this tool?
Ink marker dispels evil.
What's this tool?
Coin sword slays evil spirits.
What's this tool?
Peachwood sword deals bonus damage to demons.
What's this tool?
Yellow paper umbrella controls spirits.
What's this tool?
5 emperor coins repel evil, attract wealth.
What's this tool?
Cinnabar for rare floating wood amulets.
What's this tool?
Red cloth banishes demons.
What's this tool?
Wooden fish deter spirits.
What's this tool?
Spirit banner summons souls powerfully.
What's this tool?
Magic mirror reveals demons with blinding holy light.
What's this tool?
Sacred horsetail, not sold in shops, only ancient ones work.
What's this tool?
Willow branch, water-soaked branches expel demons.
What's this tool?
Human saliva, spitting works too. Most common method actually.
Is it 100% true that your sister doesn't eat? You never once saw her like sneak a little bite of something?
No.
Mulawak, usually when I visit people's houses I like to bring a gift, but I wasn't sure what I should bring you. So is it okay if we, maybe get some food from the market for your family? Would that be okay?
You don't have to worry about that. It's okay.
My question is it disrespectful if I bring you food but you don't eat it?
My sister eats and my daughter eats, so it's not disrespectful.
Okay. Do you ever drink tea?
I make a tea and I make coffee too, but I don't drink none of that.
Something still doesn't make sense, and I want to find the truth, so I invite Mulawak on a walk outside to ask some hard-hitting questions.
I came here because I heard that you haven't eaten in 13 years or 15 years. Is it true?
Yes, it's true. I haven't eaten for the last 16 years.
Was there a moment in time where you just ate and then you said, I'm tired of eating, I'm done? Or is it a medical condition?
It was one morning that I used to live with my family and they asked me, eat breakfast and go to school. She said, I had eaten, but she was pretending she had eaten. She never ate. She lost appetite and for water or for any food.
Have you seen a professional doctor about your condition? And if you have, what have they told you?
Yes, I have seen a doctor abroad and they have tested me for a week and they even questioned my mental status. They think that I was crazy, but I'm intact. She said I was pregnant to her and they have to give a lot of glucose for the baby.
Did you breastfeed your child?
There was no breast as much.
No breast milk. She did not breastfeed. You seem to have a lot of energy. Where is the energy coming from if you're not eating anything?
I don't even know. It's a nature. Don't question.
Is it an act of God or is it just random?
This is what I believe. It's a work of God. What else could be?
Mulawak, what was the last thing you ate? Can you remember what the meal was?
The last meal I had is injera with lentil.
Do you think there will ever come a day where you get hungry again and you start eating?
I don't think so.
When people watch this video, they're going to think that you're fake, that it's a lie, that it's all for show. What do you want to say to those people?
I have nothing to say to them. They can come and observe my daily life, and I don't eat and I don't drink.
When you say you don't drink, no water, no nothing.
She said, I'm Orthodox Christian, I go to church.
Yeah.
There is a holy water that you're supposed to drink. I don't even drink that.
You don't even drink the holy water?
Yes.
If you don't eat and you don't drink, do you ever use the bathroom?
The only reason I go to toilet is because I have to wash my body, and I never used bathrooms for 16 years.
Really? I find that so hard to believe, but I guess if you don't eat or drink, then you don't have to use the bathroom. It is so nice outside right now. Like, the sun is going down, everyone's like friendly. What a life out here. This is like a peaceful village.
Very lively, love it.
Hi. Hi, come here. What do you know about her?
She's an Ethiopian amazing girl.
Is it true that she really doesn't eat food?
Yeah. She can't eat. She can't eat food.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Really? So you never see her eating before?
No. I can't see.
And you never see her eating here?
No, I can't see.
Why do you think she doesn't eat food?
It's amazing, I don't know.
I have heard and known that medical personnel come here and proved that she has not been eating for 13 or more years. And everybody knows about her, people come and visit her, and we know about her.
Can you tell me about her as a person? What is she like to be around?
She works any time.
She's hardworking, she works around her garden, and she's a good person.
What countries did you go to see a doctor?
Dubai,
Qatar,
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, she's been 4 countries.
Most importantly, what was the diagnosis of the doctor? What did the doctor tell you?
The doctor thinks she's 100% healthy despite not eating anything.
You can see the crowd of people behind me that were just standing outside of her house interviewing her, and it seems like the entire village is gathered around. I can sense that Mulawork is starting to feel overwhelmed, so we go inside to give her some space. As we inch closer to dinner, her family starts to trickle in, including the man who first discovered her condition.
His name is Mr. Balacho. He's the one, the first who discovered that she doesn't eat and drink.
How did he first find her?
He used to live in Addis, and every driver used to tell him that there's someone who never eats and drinks. And he was so curious and came all the way here and talked to her and brought her back to Addis 5 years ago. She was tested in one of the biggest hospitals in Addis Ababa, which is called Saudito Hospital. And they have testified there is no remnants of food in her intestine. He has observed her on a daily basis for 3 years. He never saw her eating or drinking.
So, like, nobody else in the world can do that. So why is she special? How did it even happen for her?
I have no idea why it's happened. Her brother told him that ever since she was a child, every time she was given food, she throws away. So she had never had an interest for food. All he knows is since her age of 10, she had no interest for her food.
So why is she not, like, extremely skinny?
She was even bigger than this one. She was now skinnier. The amount of work she does for someone who don't eat is amazing.
So Mulawork wants to show us her church, so we're heading in the car, going to church.
After talking to this guy who have watched her for 3 years and observed her for 3 years, I'm more convinced than ever before.
Going to church seems appropriate because if you believe her witnesses, then Mulawork is a miracle. I keep wondering what role her faith has in all of this. Do you come here every week or every day?
I come every week, every Sunday here.
What does it mean to you to pray at this church?
I'm very happy to come here and pray.
Do you come here to pray that you can eat again?
I don't think about it. I don't pray about it.
Do you pray to thank God for giving you this special, unique trait?
Yes, I'm very thankful for this.
Why do you think God did this to you, but nobody else?
I have nothing to say. It's God's will, and I just accept it.
Mulawork, what makes you happy in this world?
Having a relationship with God and to have my daughter, to raise her is good. That's what makes me happy.
What if your daughter stops eating? Will you be worried?
I would observe her for a while, and if she turns out like me, then that's okay.
How does not eating impact your faith? How does it help you feel closer to God?
Some people fast to have a better relationship with God, but I don't eat and drink, and that strengthens my relationship.
How would you feel if you got a lot more attention and many more people wanted to come and meet you and share your story?
I'm very happy that I'll get more attention ahead.
So far, I have not taken my eyes off Mulawork, and she still hasn't eaten, not even a sip of water under the hot sun. We are now heading back to her house for the promised meal, and her sister is there waiting for us. So, is it 100% true that your sister doesn't eat? You never once saw her, like, sneak a little bite of something?
No.
Are you worried about her health?
I was very afraid at the beginning. I was worried at the beginning, but now I see she's doing well without, and I don't mind.
Mulawork, thank you for the tea. That is some really good tea. Wow. He said, how does she know the tea's good if she can't taste it? She just has a magical touch.
Do you think your sister is blessed by God? Why would God want her to stop eating?
Says she dreams and then she tells her dreams to her. Whatever she tells her, it always comes true.
What kind of dreams?
Force coming.
What do you think? Tell me your honest thoughts about what you're experiencing.
It's unreal. It takes time to process and to understand.
Why would they lie?
No reason to lie. Yeah. Why would they?
I mean, like, no one's coming here and paying her for this.
No.
It's not like a business.
No.
I've come across other people in my travels who would scam you and make up a story and lie to make money, but she's not. So the question is, why would she lie?
In this remote area, she have no attention. She have no reason to lie.
Who's she gonna impress?
Without the need to eat, she must be saving money because she doesn't have to go buy food all the time, only for the little one.
So the electricity's out, so we're using phone lights right now. And I asked for her passport, and she's bringing it out right now. Passport is proof. Cool looking passport. Let's open it up and see. Yeah, she has stamps in here. I feel like I'm an investigator right now. This is, yeah, that's Dubai, February 7th, 2021. So 10 days. Were you seeing doctors every day? 7 days?
7 days in hospital.
Who sponsored the trip?
The Prime Minister of Ethiopia.
How did you meet him? And what was the meeting like with the Prime Minister?
He came to visit the national park, which is like an hour drive from here, and he discovered about her, and he come and meet her.
That's a pretty big deal to meet the head of state of your country. What did he say about your condition?
I said he's happy to meet her.
Just like me.
If she is so special that the Prime Minister is going to send her to Dubai and elsewhere, why is she not more famous if she's received all this attention?
She thinks where she lives matters. I live here in an isolated area and then I have no much exposure.
Do you think it's a good thing to get your story out there, or do you prefer to keep it private?
Yes, it is good for me.
Do you want to be famous? Yes, that was a strong yes, too.
I'm skeptical that Mulawork says she wants to be famous. Is all of this just a trap so she can get rich? I still can't ignore the evidence and valid testimonies that support her claim of not eating. There's also a feeling I get that's too hard to describe. Just the humble way that Mulawork carries herself, which convinces me she is 100% telling the truth. I still don't really know what to believe, but what I do know is that the house is smelling delicious, and we're all excited to try Mulawork's home-cooked meal.
We're now just chilling in the living room. She's very hospitable. She's bringing a bed in here, a mattress, so we can lay down, but I'm pretty comfortable on the couch. Our driver has gone to the store and got all the ingredients here for Mulawork to cook. Thank you. We're getting sleepy over here in the living room. It's just so cozy. Mulawork and her sister are preparing dinner right now. They have all these ingredients. I don't even know what they're making, but it's starting to smell really good. She stepped out to put on the headband. Serious business now. It's very surprising to me that she's so passionate about cooking because she doesn't eat. Is Mulawork a good cook?
She's the best cook.
She's a good cook, but she can't even try the food to know if it's good.
She just has the skill to cook best. She doesn't even test with the salt and the spices, but she just makes it perfect.
When you think about chefs in the kitchen, they're always testing it. You just see them like with a little spoon. She's using a black stone to mash up the garlic. If you forced yourself to eat something, what do you think would happen to yourself?
You say, I don't think it'll hurt me or do anything, but I have no desire of eating.
That smells really, really good. Like, wow. Alright, after about an hour, dinner is ready. She's been cooking up a storm over here. I watched her, like, instead of tasting it, she, like, looks at it really closely on the stick for the texture. She just took out this massive piece of injera. You know, Ethiopian food is my favorite cuisine in Africa, and I've yet to have a homemade meal. What are your thoughts about this meal we're about to eat?
Yeah, it already looks delicious.
That is crazy. She just made that.
Welcome to Ethiopia.
It's amazing. It tastes like it
Wantayek
smells.
Amarinya na wala kitito.
Ask her what she thinks of the food.
Andenya.
It is like the best. Whoa. That's really, really tasty. It's like spicy and sour, chewy. I don't know. Very garlicky, oniony. Is it crazy to say the best chef I know is from a lady who doesn't know what food tastes like?
So here's what we know. We know that the Prime Minister sent Mullerwork to Dubai for medical checkups. That trip is confirmed by her passport stamp, but we have no way of contacting those doctors to ask them what's true. We know that everybody around Mullerwork believes her story, not just her family, but also her neighbors and acquaintances who have no incentive to lie. But we also know that it's not humanly possible to survive without food or water, let alone for 16 years. So that must mean that Mullerwork is a superhuman, unless she's the most talented liar of all time. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your debates in the comments down below as this puzzle remains unfinished.
Let's talk about the JFK assassination. On November 22nd, 1963, JFK was assassinated. Lyndon B. Johnson, new president, he organizes a commission called the Warren Commission to investigate what happened. And they produce this huge report, thousands of pages. And the report says that only one person was involved, Lee Harvey Oswald. And he was able to kill the President of the United States because of his communist sympathies. And that's it. I want to point something strange about this picture, okay? You see how in the front, JFK is in the front, but all the security is behind him. That makes no sense. What's the point of security if the security is all behind him, right? Because if someone rushes and attacks him, they're too far behind, right? Also, you see how the bodyguards and the police officers are to the side? Well, that's to prevent snipers, right? So my question then is, why is this car behind structured in a way to protect the people inside, but the car carrying JFK, it doesn't have any bodyguards? That's kind of strange. This is the location, the map of the motorcade. So JFK, he's streaming down, and then when he gets into the spot, Lee Harvey Oswald is able to take 3 shots at him and kill him at the spot. So Lee Harvey Oswald takes 3 shots and kills JFK. But as you can see, the problem with this location is there are actually lots of places where you can take a shot at the president because he's in an open car with no security. And there were a lot of witnesses who believe that there were other shooters as well, at least one more shooter, and they heard the shot from other places. Many of these witnesses, almost 30 of them, were all killed or they died mysteriously soon afterwards. That's very strange. This is the menorah, okay, which is a holy candle in the Judaic tradition. You see how the shape is very similar to this plaza called the Ala Plaza? What's also interesting about the Ala Plaza is it was the site of the first Freemason large temple in Texas. Okay, so there are these religious significance to this place. It was almost like they picked this place for a ritual sacrifice. Okay, so we'll talk about the Freemasons later on because they're very important. The Freemasons are the ones who some say control America. Lee Harvey Oswald fired 3 bullets, and there's 1 bullet which hit JFK. But it's called a magic bullet because it was also able to ricochet off JFK and hit Governor Connolly, who was also sitting in the car as well. So they insisted that there was only 1 shooter. He fired 3 shots, and 1 bullet was able to injure everyone because the bullet was a magic bullet. That was in the official Warren Commission. Okay? So Lee Harvey Oswald, he's been arrested and he's been charged with killing the president. This is Lee Harvey Oswald, when he's going to court, he is ambushed by a man named Jack Ruby. You see how close Jack Ruby gets and shoots Lee Harvey Oswald point blank. Now, this is a strange picture because, first of all, how did Jack Ruby get so close? There was no security. Second of all,